Hey guys, it's actually Benson Archery here. It's been a little while since we've done a video, but we've decided to hit you up with a bit of paper tuning. So today, what we're going to be covering is a bit more of an advanced method of tuning. It's something that you do need to be confident in your shot. You do need to be confident in your hand position, particularly on the bow. We're just going to cover the basic rest movements that need to be going about removing paper tears. Some things, say a left tear that you just can't get rid of with a rest movement, will need to be taken to a pro shop or a press and putting in yokes depending on the bow system that you do shoot. Hoyts are good for that, Bowtechs are notorious for it. Today we're going to use the Halon 32 from Matthews. It's one of their newer flagship model bows, running the cross-centric cams. These guys are extremely easy to tune. There's no cam lean, there's no anything you have to worry about in that regard. It's very much just a rest movement you need to play with. So we've got one here. We've had a paper shot through it before, but we've thrown it out. As you can see, first shot, we got a clean bullet hole. Second shot, we've actually changed the rest tune a little bit just so we can show you what it looks like and how we go about getting it back to that nice clean bullet hole. Alright, so we're just going to take a shot through here and let's just see what we come out with. Pretty big tear. Alright, so as you can see, we've got a massive right tear here. Right next to it we've got the clean bullet hole that we did earlier when it was perfectly tuned. Like I said, we moved the rest deliberately to show you guys what you're looking at. Something like this, what you're looking for is where the fletchers and the point have gone through the paper. This is a really good example. Our point's gone through here. As you can see, there's no cuts, no rips in the paper. Until you look over here where the fletchers have gone through, you can see really clear lines where the fletchers have cut the paper. This is a really good indication that you've got your rest is way out of center shot. So in this case, we moved it in towards the riser, which gave us this tear. In towards the riser?
Yep.
Yeah, so we moved it in towards the riser, just confirm with the guys there. And this is what we got. In this situation, we know that the center shot's in too far in towards the riser, so we're going to actually adjust now, bring that rest back out to the left, and watch as this paper tear slowly comes back towards the center and we're getting a nice clean arrow flight.
Good option for them.
Okay, so like I said before, we've moved to the right, we're getting a massive right tear. We're going to move this rest back towards center shot, back to the left. Just taking your Allen keys, undo your rest. We're just using a basic whisker biscuit here. Every rest is this adjustment, whether it's micro or what we've got here to work with. I've just undone that a little bit more. That's nice and loose. And just adjust that back a little bit. So we're going, because it's quite large, we're going to do a fairly big movement. As we get closer, we'll go much finer. Alright, so we've made that adjustment. Let's put it through paper. Alright, so definitely we've improved by about a half here. Still got that right tear. You can still clearly see these fletchers punching through the paper. Let's make another movement. Let's get it back to center. Alright, as you can see, we're now back to square one. We've got a nice clean paper tear, no ups, no lefts, no rights, nothing like that. Everything's in a nice straight line with three clean fletchers. As you can see, it sometimes does take a little while to get there. With the rest that we were using today, it's just a basic whisker biscuit, and without the micro adjust rest movements, it is the nature of the beast. It does take some time. So be patient and you will get there. If you're finding that you've got a left tear or a right tear particularly that you cannot get rid of, there can be a couple of options available to you. The big one and the most common one that we see is that hand position that we spoke about earlier. If your hand's not quite there and you're talking the bow left and right, you might find that you'll get a nice clean tear, but your breast is either way out to the left or way out to the right. More commonly left for a right-handed shooter. this is just your hand position, so go back to different tuning methods, something like a walk back test, and that'll get your center shot there. Another really common one for left and right tears on the yoke system bows, the Hoyts, the Botex, things like that, is your yokes themselves. So you're getting a bit of cam lean that's causing this left and right tear. Jump into a shop, get the guys to put them on a press and play with your yokes. Make sure you let them know what sort of tear that you are getting so they know which movement to make. And yeah, that should clean everything up. A lot of people don't realise as well that the paper test is something that you have to do as a 3-step process. Starting nice and close, get a good tear, then confirm your tear, moving back a couple of distances, 12, 15 feet, something like that. That way you know that it's not just the arrow coming through straight through the paper, it actually is coming out of the bow straight and remaining straight, not just tailing through the paper in a straight line. Couple of really important things to note is make sure your paper is out from your target. You don't want your arrow impacting the target while it's still in the paper, and you don't want it on the other side of the paper. You don't want it still in the bow when it hits the paper. You want everything nice and clean. You don't want any interference with your target or your bow. With the micro adjust systems, as I mentioned before, it makes it a lot easier to get those really fine last movement adjustments where it's only just a fraction off left or right or up or down, and then you can get them in really easy with fine, clean adjustments. Just finally, with high and low tears, we haven't mentioned those yet, but to adjust for a high and low tear, it's just simply your knock point. Moving your rest up and down is the easiest adjustment that you can make on that one. It's pretty much the same across the board. Every bow does it. Cam timing can also affect your high-low tear, so make sure before you do start that your bow cams are synced correctly. And some bows, even like some of the older Hoyts, prefer their top cam to be very slightly advanced just to get that nice clean knock travel. Outside of that, go to your paper. If you're getting a high tear, moving your rest up is going to fix that issue, and vice versa with your low tears. If you're finding that your arrow, to get a nice clean high-low tear, your arrow sits way out the top of your verger hole, on a lot of bows you will need to take the D-lip off, drop the whole system and start again. That will generally fix it up straight away. So that's about it for this one. We've covered everything. If there's any other questions about paper tuning or any other tuning methods out there, walk back tuning and broadhead tuning for example, do let us know. We'll get to it eventually. And yeah, as always, any further questions, just give us a bell here at the shop or send us an email on our email address. To give us a call, just dial in 02 9682 3080, or if you want to send us an email, it's info@bensonarchery.com.au. Cheers.